Okay, so I actually have a very interesting game for you guys today. This is Battlefield Heroes in 2025. This was a free-to-play third-person shooter game that really feels less like Battlefield and more like Team Fortress 2 in a lot of ways. You can tell the cartoony presentation, the style, the gunplay, everything. It feels like it was more based off of that game than an actual game in the Battlefield series. That being said, Battlefield Heroes is a very fun game that's full of charm, and I still have a little bit of fun in 2025, 16 years later. So you guys may be curious because this game was shut down by EA a number of years ago, but there was community servers that came about and were able to bring back full online functionality to the game via the Rising Hub client. And if you're just getting started for the first time, if you've never installed it, and you want to be part of the community and get back into the game, then I will leave a link to the Battlefield Heroes Rising Hub Discord server. It'll have all the information you need, and it'll, bring you with other players of Battlefield Heroes. So it's just, yeah, it's amazing how this game is still alive, and you're able to find almost full games after all these years. Because, yeah, it was a game that was beloved by many people, despite it being a spin-off and kind of detached from the rest of the Battlefield series. But during its peak, it was very popular. It was one of the most popular free-to-play games on PC at its time in 2009 and 2010. So, yeah, there's a lot of people that are probably watching this right now, just seeing the gameplay, all the nostalgia that's going through their head right now, all the memories that were created. Yeah, you can still make more of them, though, which is great. And I'm always happy when older games that are shut down by a company are able to find new life and still be playable after all these years. And Battlefield Heroes is one of those games. And it really isn't, if we're going to rank it among all the Battlefield games, it's not going to rank that high. But that's just because the other Battlefield games, in my opinion, have so much more to offer. But Heroes, it kind of has its own thing going for it, and it is fun in its own way, at least if you kind of pretend that it's not a Battlefield game, because it really doesn't have that much in common except for capturing flags, and you have some vehicular combat in Heroes. Yeah, it was also very full of microtransactions, I remember at the time. It was very, borderline predatory, because there were a lot of free-to-play games that were kind of testing the waters to see what they could get away with and what they couldn't get away with, and man, they did a lot. Some of these games did a lot of shit, and this was pretty bad. Not as bad as Battlefield Play for Free. That game was completely riddled with microtransactions. It was borderline pay-to-win. This wasn't really pay-to-win. It's not pay-to-win anymore because everything is free. Everything is obtainable. There's no microtransactions or anything involved because it's just a community-run server and EA has nothing to do with it anymore. So it kind of is a little bit of a different experience if you were turned off by the monetization and that entire aspect of Battlefield Heroes. Then if you come back now, you'll probably have a different viewpoint because all that's gone. So it's probably a lot better for you to play, despite it being 16 years now since its release. Yeah, I think Battlefield Heroes is a fun game to play every now and then and to pop in and play a couple games. I like it a lot and would easily recommend it to anyone. Not necessarily any Battlefield fan because, you could tell, it's just a completely different experience. But if you're just into cartoony shooters, then you'll probably get some enjoyment out of this. And it's completely free, so what do you have to lose? So yeah, still good in 2025, I would say.